something. During this opening.
Damaged by you, damaged by me. I'm confused, don't wanna be confused.
Mid-episode, it's gonna...
Mid-episode, what's going to happen?
Don't worry about it. Hey, everybody, we're back.
Hey!
We're back.
Hey.
Today we're going to do art critique part 3 because we're all lazy and we didn't research anything for this week. So
I didn't go to
this
school.
is what we're doing. But
School's still closed.
Bam's got something brewing for next time. What you want to clue us in on any of that, or
It's going to be something art related.
That might be the podcast curse if we call somebody out on the next thing they're writing and then it's never gonna air.
It's not gonna happen.
I'm just
Who
going to get
knows?
hit by a car and not be here next week. No.
Just make up what you're writing about then.
it's like
No,
Final
you'll just get too drunk
Destination?
tonight and then forget about everything that happened and be like, oh yeah, crap! It's like next Tuesday in the morning.
Dude,
Next Tuesday, you'll be like, it's Monday, right?
That seems to be how it's going so
Yeah.
far. It's kind of hard to get back in the swing of doing this on a week.
Yeah, it was like 9 o'clock last night. I texted you guys. I'm like, are we recording tomorrow? And you're like, yeah. I'm like, what are we talking about? Well, I'll plan
It's like,
tomorrow.
I have no idea.
And then I planned it this morning.
Well, that's fine. Art critiques are always good to fill up time, and there's plenty of ridiculous paintings to look at.
Yeah. And I got 6 pretty good ones lined up.
Yeah, we'll take a look at those in a second. But first, let's talk about our fine sponsors at the North Brewery. I'm drinking this beer with my
There's
face
a
on it
cartoonist
right now.
act. Do you guys remember him from our Hyman or Bloom episode? That was when he was on?
And
Guess who?
Bohari.
Guess who
Yeah.
drew that? Stina.
Hey, yo, Tina. All right, we've plugged our sponsor. Let's go around and plug our Instagrams and stuff. I am Josh Ruff at joshruff.com on all the things, www.joshruff.com. And we're here at Renaissance Studios at RS Tattoo NY on Instagram.
Hi guys, Reggie Cuvelier here. You can find me online at Reggie Inks on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And new contact info, ReggieInks@gmail.com if you have any questions about booking or commissions.
I'm Christina Maslar. Find me at Christina_Maslar on Instagram and Christina Maslar on Facebook and the internet or here.
I'm Bam Maslar. You can find me online at www.bamburnsthings.com.
I keep forgetting that you have that now. That's great.
Yeah, that's my website. I got too many projects going on. Crucible Gallery, Holy Charlatan. You can find all that on the website.
Cool.
Money laundering.
Hey, you're not supposed to talk.
Quiet.
Jesus Christ.
It's about
Yes.
about time for
Yes.
taxes.
Okay.
You're not supposed to talk about that.
Fine. Yes. I did
Wolf
wash
Cola.
a stack of money in the laundry the other day. Thank you.
I
I
dry
saw-
cleaned it and pressed it. It looked immaculate when I was done.
I saw like some other tattooer posted some stuff on Instagram the other day that was just like a stack of $20 bills. Like, oh, I found these in pants somewhere. I'm just like, yeah. One of the comments was like, who does that? Who loses that much money? And I was just like, tattooers do.
Yeah. There was one
Yeah,
year that I
And
used
some other
to-
people.
Yeah, I used to put aside money for house taxes like every week, just a little bit in a little envelope. And then I forgot about it. And I was like, shit, I need to put aside tax money. So I paid taxes. I was cleaning out the car one day, just like middle of the summer. And I'm like, is there a fucking envelope full of hundreds of dollars of bills? I'm like, yes.
Yeah, that happens. I've definitely pulled stacks of 20s and hundreds out of my pocket from just throwing them in there one day and then, going to a podcast and getting fucking bombed and forgetting it was in there.
You end up at Chili's on a weeknight.
Yeah. Jesus.
In college.
What
I'll
crazy
take an
lives
extra
we
blooming
live.
onion. I've got.
In college,
About all the other shit you're supposed to pay with that money.
I cleaned my room and found $1,700 one time.
Oh, that's cool.
Was that like your entire fucking FAFSA return?
Probably.
It's like,
When
all
we
right,
first started dating, he had like an even layer of laundry on his floor, and he was talking about his. He's like, "Yeah, I have a bass and I have an electric guitar." I'm like, "Really? Where?" He's like,
It just
Here.
pulls it out. You're like Mark Landis, just pulling shit out of his fucking trash apartment.
mother. Hi.
Hey, I got a check around here somewhere.
I got this whiskey here. It takes the edge off.
Be sure to watch
want
television
some
while you're
chips?
making your crafts.
You guys want some chips?
All right, so
Floor
we got
chips?
some a few images to critique today. So why don't we just get right into that?
Holy shit.
Bam, do you have titles for these?
So it's portrait of a child in an interior leaning against a table holding a portrait of a man.
That's the title of the painting?
That's what I found, yes.
That's fucking stupid.
It's a 16th century credited to the Cremonese school.
Were they trying to like describe the painting to a blind person?
That's
what it
I was-
sounds like.
and I think a blind person painted it.
My question is that a top and bottom row of teeth, or is he just a really gummy motherfucker?
It looks like he's got meth mouth, and he's a little young to have meth mouth.
Yeah.
That jaw is just clacking.
Is it a child or a little person?
I feel like he's holding a portrait of his future self.
It looks like Christian Bale, and Christian Bale is terrified of
God.
that child.
What was the movie he lost all the weight for?
The machinist. That does kind of look like him.
How is he like 3 years old and having a receding hairline of?
Well,
that
he's 3
bad?
years old, so he's probably the sheriff of the town, the lawyer, the dentist, and has 4 kids of his own.
He's definitely not a dentist by the look of his teeth.
Dentists back then just used to pull things out.
Camera came unplugged.
Huh?
Camera's unplugged.
What are you talking about? It's fine.
It just popped up the battery.
It's
Oh.
recording.
Right, the camera's unplugged. The battery's about to die.
Oh. Well, that makes sense. Keep going.
Yeah, so this kid, he looks like an asshole.
He's got a.
Do you think we now have 7 days to share this photo, or else we'll die?
Oh crap! We gotta get it uploaded now.
And why does he have a dent in his head? What is that dent? Did he get kicked by a horse?
You're talking about like right here?
Yes. Yes.
That's not even
I
shadow.
think
That
that,
is straight
yeah, it's
dent.
supposed to be like a shadow of his head. It is a bit strong though. It looks like he got fucking punched in the dome.
That explains the grin.
Just a soccer kick, right?
But look at his hands. He has like big person hands. That's why I'm at.
He's got one big person hand, and the other one is like completely out of whack.
strong hand.
Oh God, this child is terrifying.
I really
Do you
want to
think
know
he's
the story behind
Rumpelstiltskin?
this, though.
It's fucking Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah.
It's gotta be. Ugh.
So who painted this? Do you have an artist name?
No, it's not accredited to anyone specifically. It came from the Cremonese school. That's
no
what
one
they
could
can
stare at them
from the
long
sick-
enough to complete the painting, so they just kept passing it along.
from the 16th century.
Yeah, there's definitely some backstory to this that I would love to hear about. Like, who is this guy? Like that he's holding. Is that his dad? I'm pretty sure it's his future self, though.
It's a dude. He
Like
kidnapped.
after he stops smoking meth and gets his act together, eventually that's what he's gonna look like, and that's why he's smiling. He's like, yeah. I'm gonna
See,
get
I
my
feel like
shit
I got a
together
rough
one
road
day.
ahead of me, but I'm gonna come out on top. I swear. I'll be
feel-
Count Dooku
See,
one day.
I feel like it's not that. I feel like it's like a 16th century ransom note. He's holding up like
He's like, I'm gonna kill this guy unless you give me some fucking Prussian francs.
Unless you give me some more of these tiny, thin chains that I'm wearing. Just
Exactly.
that one thin gold chain.
I love it.
it's such a beautiful painting though. Like that's the funny part.
Well, yeah, I mean, most artwork from all this time period, that at least the ones that we look at most of the time, are
Well,
pretty
it needs
awesome.
to be well done if it's a ransom note. You have to get that message
Yeah.
across. Not so
All right,
It took me 3 weeks to paint this. He's already dead.
All right, so we're gonna rename this one to Child with a Ransom.
child holding someone else ransom because
Yeah.
no one wants that kid.
Dude, the teeth in that dent in the head are so off-putting. It's like if you squint and look at it, you're like, oh wow, this is actually kind of nice. And then when you focus in and the details like come out, you're like,
That's what I
is-
mean. Like the top row of teeth don't look like they have lines in it. That's why I'm like, is that his gums or is
Yeah,
it another
see,
set
like-
of teeth?
I'm guessing this was painted around like the 14th, 15th century.
It says 16.
He looks like if it was like one of the like Spartan kids that should have got thrown over the fucking cliff.
Like he's doing this.
Yeah, so they're not quite sure where it came from type thing, but they know the Cremonese school, 16th century, but it was sold at Sotheby's in London in
Oh, this-
2014.
How much was it sold for?
I couldn't find a price for
Oh,
it.
shit.
Yeah.
3 baby teeth and 2 gold shillings.
Dude, I got like 6 of those on me.
You
I
still
coulda
collect
got-
baby
I-
teeth? Oh,
I
you
coulda
had
got that
them around
painting.
at all times.
Looks like he's got a very Fire Marshal Bill smile to him.
Let me show you something.
Exactly.
I
he had a few more teeth, he'd look like the Coney Island guy.
All right, so to the what school?
Criminese.
Harmony School.
The Fire Marshal Bill School.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fire Marshal Bill.
And rest in peace to that man in the photo.
Yeah, he's definitely dead.
So this one I couldn't find any information on, but I just loved.
Look at that baby.
I just loved these faces so much.
That's a fucking premature kid for sure.
Fuck.
I couldn't resist
What?
including this.
Yeah, I don't know
What fucking dude? Okay. Is this where the expression of tall grays come from for fucking aliens? Look at the people in the back. They are concerned.
Well, you mean these people back here?
Yeah,
like,
they
way
were
in
like,
the back. We're like, what the fuck did we
whoa.
walk into? Yeah, that baby is like a three months in the womb baby. Like that's not.
But he also looks like he's lecturing people about like.
But also look how
Bullocks
long
or
his legs
something.
are. You can see his foot is kicking the dude in the hand.
He's like, it's okay, guys. I'm the Christ. I'm gonna be fine.
Now, is that supposed to be like a nice halo around him, or is he literally just growing shit off his
No,
head?
he's an alien, and those are the plants that are growing out of his
Oh,
head.
okay. The weird tentacles.
basically.
Okay.
And look at how disappointed his
Pikmin.
mother/father is.
And look at how bad the perspective is on the bottom of this fucking lamp thing right here, compared to the rest of the things around it.
Still,
I think they use the same model for the old man and the baby. Look at the faces.
Yeah, quite possibly.
and her.
Oh, yeah.
And her it.
Yeah, they all have
Correct.
dude faces. I think that's like we saw a lot of that in previous art critiques. Just from this time period, they just painted dude faces on all the ladies.
And also, what's with the 1 foot sticking out? Like they're all interested in his 1 foot. Like he's talking about his
Well,
gout
this
or
guy's
something.
a podiatrist, and he's checking on his foot to make sure he's okay.
He's like,
I
"I've
mean,
got the gout."
he's obviously like 6 months premature, so they gotta like take extra care of this guy.
See, I felt it was more of like that was his only defense mechanism from the old guy. He was just like, get away with his foot. Just, no.
I'd like to know what's happening in the background because the person in the background looks like I don't want to be part of this.
This bitch is like, I can't believe they took this fucking baby out already. I mean, it's obviously not done yet.
It's not done baking.
Dude, she's literally holding the entire child with 2 fingers, like her thumb and her forefinger. Like, I'm just gonna hold this kid.
Did they
What the
not
fuck?
But it's beautiful, like
It's
beautifully painted, like
someone
technique wise.
Yeah, but all
described
the proportions are
the
out of whack.
idea of a baby to an adult? And they're like, I got this. It's really small. It's got feet. And hair just sprouting out of the sides.
Well, I think what that's supposed to be is like the cross or something behind his head, you know, kind of like some religious kind of shit, you know?
Like, hey, you're going to die in this later. Just want to remind you. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah.
But then the
Premature
lady
Christ.
that's going, oy vey, she's got an upside down cross under her, though.
Oh, I didn't even
Oh,
see
it
that.
is upside down. Holy shit.
Maybe that's what she's saying. She's like, oh, they kind of gave birth to an Antichrist. Here we go.
No.
Have fun storming the castle.
I mean, clearly this old dude down here is the father because they look so much alike.
And
Now-
he's telling everybody how he's like, oh, you were totally pure and untouched when this baby was born. I didn't come near you.
Now, is he kneeling down, do you think, or does he have the hunchback scoliosis that bad?
Yeah, probably the latter.
Oh, okay.
You see, the child from the first painting we looked at grew up to be that guy.
Yeah.
And then he had that kid.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Donald Trump was the mother.
Oh. Hey, Donald has a little bit
swish.
nicer of hairline.
He's a little more dumpy,
That's
too.
debatable.
She's a little tall and skinny. He's pretty dumpy.
I mean, you put an orange tan on that face. That's the current president of the United States.
It's
Yeah.
tremendous.
It doesn't have an asshole mouth, though.
Tremendous.
Tremendous.
Billions and billions.
I feel like he doesn't even tan anymore. I feel like he takes one of those like bronzer sticks and just starts on
wipes
the
it on his
outside
face.
and works his way.
Spray tans himself every day.
Yeah, could you imagine if he had that? We're going to get off track for a second. But could you imagine if he had like one of those airbrush artists that like bodybuilders have? Just sitting there like spray gunning them down like every morning.
Dude, that would be the greatest job.
what, Donald Trump's fucking spray tanner? That sounds like a horrible
I feel
job.
like he would just be like, "Oh, can you give my forehead some abs?"
A little more texture.
All right, back to the critique here.
Back to that.
So you don't have an artist for this one?
No.
Okay, well, cheers, unknown artist.
Okay, what are some good things in this? I think
Yeah,
the concrete texture is pretty nice.
Yeah,
That's
like,
what I was saying.
There's
It's
a lot of good
good
stuff going on
rendering.
in this. Like the drapery's rendered pretty nice. You know, I mean, I feel like it might have been like a more saturated, like red color, but over time it kind of faded.
Now, in defense of the disproportion there, I mean, recently we bought something online that was somewhat similar looking to that also came in about that good of quality shape that was bent that way. So,
Are you
Yeah.
talking about this lamp thing here?
Yeah, so
it's
maybe-
called a monstrance.
it's called a monstrance.
That's the most glaring thing to me, though, because you can see like
Right,
the
but
perspective of
we
it
bought
doesn't
an-
line up with the thing that it's sitting on.
We bought a monstrance online, and it came in about
post
bent,
person kicked it up the stairs.
yeah, it came about bent about that much. So,
So they Ace Ventured it up your stairs.
easily, yeah.
But I don't think they succeeded the first time, so they tried a couple more times just to make sure.
That's hilarious.
They might have backed
Sorry
over with
for
a
your
car.
loss.
Yeah, but it leans about the same way. So maybe it's just
So is it like on the base there? Is it like kind of like a fabric kind of thing? That might explain
No, it's all metal.
it. Okay.
yeah, just ran over it with his
And you're
truck a few
supposed to
times.
put like pieces of saints inside of it.
Oh.
So you
Yeah.
could be like, a saint was here. See, this was their eye socket.
yeah, see, we
Jesus.
technically bought a dead
Yeah.
guy.
It's creepy. I like it.
Dead
See, when
guy.
I was a kid, I didn't go to museums a lot. My parents used to drag me to churches. And there's one in Philly where they have a saint that is encased in glass. And they just use his casket as like an altar, but they put a wax mask over him of his own face that he's clearly decomposing under. So he's just like, it's like very Hannibal Lecter-y.
It's great.
That sounds pretty metal. I'd
Yeah.
like to check that out.
Yeah,
sometime.
we should do that.
Yeah.
when we're down in Philly next time.
Who knows when the fuck that's gonna be?
I mean, we can just go.
I'm sure he'll still be there, melting.
He's going to be the only one left.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Fat baby.
Is there a title?
Fat baby peeing.
Is there a title to this one, Bam?
So this is actually by Rembrandt,
Nice.
and I'm probably going to butcher this, but it's the abduction of Ganymede. Ganymede.
Yeah, it's
Painted-
probably some fucking like Dutch lore or some shit.
Yeah, painted in 1635.
It's fucking rad painting. But this baby's basically getting carried off by an eagle pissing himself.
I didn't even notice the piss until you called it out.
Oh yeah.
It's great.
He's peeing himself, but he's not letting go of those fucking berries.
He's like, fuck.
These berries are going to save my life.
So he's got one arm in his. Okay, he's clawing one arm and he's got the other arm in his beak.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
It threw me off because his scarf thing also looked like an arm. I'm like, wait.
That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking at
yeah,
first
yeah.
too. The 3-armed child.
It's a baby that looks like a baby,
Yeah,
That
we got to
is.
give them that.
Yeah.
which adds to the horror of being taken away by a giant eagle.
Because if it was an old man
Hence why
baby,
he's
then it would
pissing
just,
himself.
Yeah.
If it was an old man baby, then it would just be funny.
So
This is so fucking beautifully rendered, though, man.
know.
Like that's why Rembrandt's one of the best there ever
That weird
is,
little-
was, or will be.
the lighting on his butt cheeks and stuff.
The nice fumato background,
Oh yeah, that smokiness.
the terror on his face. Just.
So is this like derived from some German type?
Yeah,
fucking,
there's
like,
got to be some kind of like lore to this, like some kind of mythology thing. I don't know. It's probably on
It's
Wikipedia.
like, oh, if
somewhere.
you don't eat your beans at night, the giant eagle will eat you in your dreams.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, I better eat all my vegetables.
I love that old folklore was basically like, little Timmy never came back when he went to the forest to go get some apples.
a
So
fucking eagle
This
grabbed him
probably
and just flew off
happened.
with him. I mean, I saw it. It was crazy. He was pissing himself.
You didn't do anything? No, I just sat there and painted it.
I was like, shit, I
Wait,
gotta
so
tell
you-
everybody
yeah.
about this. Let me
you
go
had
to
a
the town
dumb time.
crier.
Oh God, how much of a dick move would that be? oh shit, the lighting on that baby. Let me draw this real quick, and then I'll go get his parents. Let them know what happened.
The baby's just like,
Help me, you son of a bitch.
baby, don't struggle so hard. Let me get this shot.
Fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah. What was it? Krampus. Just the anti-Santa. Like, oh, if you're bad,
Yeah.
they'll come eat you. Like, thank you, German folklore, for all that.
That's a hilarious movie, though. Did you ever see that? I watch that every year at Christmas
Do you
time.
now?
It's good.
I love that they still carry on Krampus lore today, though. So they will pay strangers in beer to rattle like chains outside their children's doors and
Just
windows.
to fuck with the
to
kids,
fuck with them.
traumatize them for life.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a Rembrandt painting. We should
Yes.
definitely cover Rembrandt soon.
Also, it's an eagle that looks like an eagle or a bird of prey.
Yeah, I mean, there's some weird elements to the face there. Maybe it's just the perspective and like the lighting of it.
But it's not like, have you seen Albrecht Dürer's rhinoceros?
Oh, It's probably like what he imagined one would look like
Yeah.
because he never saw it.
It looks like it's wearing armor, like literal armor.
Yeah, this painting's dope though. Like, it's got that classic like figure painting rendering to the baby here.
Yeah.
And like the environment is so dope. Background, some nice chiaroscuro going on there with that light dark combination. That's why he's one of the best.
I want to know this.
It doesn't have like that candlelight quality that most of his work has.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
This
It's
is
true.
this is a little different. Like I wouldn't have picked this as a Rembrandt like off the bat. It's fucking rad though.
I wonder if
Interesting.
it's up there with his boat painting as one of the only things he's done like this.
Probably. What was it, one boat painting ever?
Yeah, and it got stolen. Spoiler.
Fucking boats.
We'll get into that
Yeah.
in a later episode.
Boats. You guys want to get a boat?
No.
Boats and hose.
Not really.
Want to get some hose for the boat?
I'm good.
All right, so to Rembrandt.
To Rembrandt.
Cheers.
Clang.
Clink.
All right, this I do know the mythology to, the Greek version. This is Kronos eating his children.
Saturn devouring his son.
Well, Saturn is the Roman version of Kronos. They're kind of interchangeable between like.
Well, that's the title of this one. Saturn devouring his son by Peter Paul Rubens.
All right,
Oh,
Peter
this
Paul
is the
Rubens. Nice.
What
Yes.
time period was this one?
16th, I believe.
16th century?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole story behind this is Kronos was like one of the titans before the gods of Greece, and it's foretold by his parents that his children are going to overthrow him, basically. And one of his kids ends up being Zeus, but he just devours most of his children to make sure that doesn't happen. Then Zeus is born under like these weird circumstances and basically kills him at the end.
But his
Fulfilling
mom,
the prophecy. And then, like, isn't it as he kills them, like, all the other gods that he ate, like, end up
He-
coming
Yeah,
back
his
out?
something like
mom
that.
makes him
Like-
swallow a rock. She dresses a rock like a baby. And he's just so used to eating children, he just swallows that down. It gives him an upset stomach, and he starts throwing up full-grown children.
Some of the most hilarious thing about Kronos though is like how he comes to power more or less by killing his dad Uranus, which is like Uranus basically. But basically Uranus and Gaia. Gaia's like the earth.
The earth.
Okay.
Uranus is the sky. Every night Uranus comes down and basically rapes Gaia. So she gets tired of that shit and then tells Kronos to go hide in a mountain with like the scythe that she made. And then basically he sneaks up on his dad, Uranus, at one point and cuts his fucking dick off.
Yeah.
And throws it in the ocean. And then Aphrodite
bobbins
is
him.
born from the foam
Well,
of the
yeah,
dick.
I mean, you'd get tired of that too.
Well, no shit, but I'm saying it's just a weird story.
I think my favorite part of Greek mythology is how Zeus can't stop fucking immortal women, and then he tries to hide them from his wife by turning them into cows. He's
Yeah.
just like, that. I just fucked a cow over there. It's fine.
Yeah, Zeus is
Totally
definitely
not a
like the
woman.
king of infidelity
Yeah.
amongst like any kind of mythology. But yeah, as far as this painting goes, it's pretty awesome because it's Peter Paul Rubens.
Yeah, it's why I want
I have nothing bad to say about this. It's pretty pretty fucking awesome.
No, I just wanted to throw in there some weird, beautiful paintings, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's just basically like the backstory of why you see, like, the other one was the Goya one, where Saturn eating his kids, which is definitely fucking horrifying, as you were saying
Yeah.
earlier.
That one's horrifying because they named it that after he died. They just assumed that's what he drew.
Yeah.
They were
'Cause
just
that
like,
was in
that's
it-
got to be what he was thinking when he
He
did
Well,
it.
this
didn't he
is
paint that like
definitely-
in his house, like in
Yeah.
the closet, and they just found
It
it
was in a
because
wall.
he was like going deaf and shit at the time.
He was
and
going crazy, so
Yeah.
he was just painting on his walls.
Well, this is definitely like a recurring image from art history.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Like, it was definitely, like, they definitely painted a lot of mythology and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to pop up a few times, this whole motif here. But yeah, it's fucking rad.
Beautiful.
Feel sorry for the kid, though.
Why would you just dive right in face first to the chest? If you're
That's
gonna
what I
eat
was sitting here
somebody, or
wondering.
you
I'm
like, ah,
Or, you
man,
know, if you don't want to
fucking
have any kids, you could just push the wife down a flight of stairs or something.
just pull out once in a while.
Yeah.
just throw
Dump-
them in
dumping
the
loads
ocean,
inside.
and then maybe your dick wouldn't get thrown
Nobody
in the
likes
ocean.
to pull.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, nobody likes to pull out.
He should have.
I mean, I'd rather pull out than eat a baby. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Good
weigh
point.
that
If you're
one
given
out.
those
Good
two
point.
choices, then yeah,
Yeah, good point.
pulling out's way more fun.
Pulling out, homicide. Yeah. Cannibalism.
Infanticide.
Does this one say which child it actually is, or is it?
He had a
No.
Well,
lot
he
of
did.
them.
He
Yeah.
did this a few times.
Yeah.
So,
I think it was something like 20 children.
yeah. This is a common
Because like
occurrence.
all the main.
Oh, this
Weirdly
one,
enough,
male
the
gods
Rock
this one's number 17. It didn't even have a name.
See, Kronos is one of the Titans, though. So, like, Zeus was like the first of the gods, I think. Like, I'm a little fuzzy on this, but I have been listening to some stuff lately about all that.
But
yeah,
technically, he threw up the rest of the children, and they were full grown, so
yeah, it could have been most
think
of
they
the pantheon of
survived.
gods then.
yeah.
Yeah, like the high tier Poseidon, Hades, Zeus,
Yeah, quite possibly.
Hera.
Yeah, mythology's rad.
We'll have to do an entire episode about that.
What, just mythology in general?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of good stuff there. I mean, that's what most of these paintings are based on.
Yeah.
Okay, Peter Paul Rubens,
Clank.
another guy we got to
Clank,
talk about
clank,
at some
clank.
point in time.
Way to go, PD.
Oh, this is awesome.
So, did you find out if this is Hieronymus Bosch or not?
Hans Memling.
Oh, nice, nice.
Hans.
It looks very Bosch.
It does, yeah.
That's the way my stomach looks when I'm hungry.
It's a
Hey, I'm pretty hungry right now.
Let's see.
This is pretty metal. I'm into it.
it's a great
see my belly button?
characterization of like a good demon. It's pretty
Yeah.
off-putting to throw like, you know what I mean, the face and the body and stuff like that.
But I
Yeah.
like that the stomach one looks way friendlier than the main one.
I
Yeah,
mean, they
that's
like,
both
hey,
look
guys,
pretty
how's it
jazzed
going?
to be fucking on each other, you know?
But the stomach one is just like, hey guys. like
it
just
going? We're gonna
jolly.
dance.
Like it's just happy and jolly. The one up above doesn't even look too scared or look scary. He's just kind of like, what are we doing here?
He looks like he doesn't control the arms and leg and the stomach does. He's like, do we have to fucking dance again?
I just want to dance.
I want to know what the inscription on the banner says, though. In Inferno Nilla Est Redemption.
And
In fire, there is no redemption.
I think so, yeah.
Holy
Or
shit.
maybe in Fire there is redemption. Something like that.
So, what burns never returns,
burns your
motherfucker.
burns your sins away or some shit.
also, who knew hell was the mouth of a fish? Or
Yeah, it
whatever
kind of
that's
looks
supposed
very
to be.
fish-like. It's
I
hard to
was
tell
gonna-
exactly what that is. I mean, that looks like a fish eye for sure.
I thought it was a belly button.
Maybe it's a dinosaur. Maybe that's what they thought dinosaurs did. Or is it a dragon?
Well, dinosaurs would just put there to test your faith, according to the church.
God had some bones, so he was like, haha, I got you.
This looks like a classic depiction of hell, though. I'm into it. You could definitely turn this into some Slayer album art if you wanted to, you know?
Works perfectly.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. I love the fucking face, like right in his guts.
All up in them guts.
Up in your guts.
This reminds me of a rhetorical that I asked Brandon, and then he asked me if I was drunk. Do you think old dragons still blow fire, or is it just steam?
That's like
Like,
a
are you drunk? I'm like,
that's like a high idea right there. Were you high when you asked that question?
No, I was driving home and he was drunk, and I'm like,
So
do you think old?
dragons, like old ones?
Yes, I was hammered. She was driving me home that night, like, because that's how far gone I was. And then she asked me that, and I was just like, my brain is melting right now. Like, what?
I have the best.
That's a good
ideas
question,
when
though.
I'm
It's a
sober.
good question.
Well,
It's a riddle for the ages right there.
but she also, for some reason, always does this when we're in the car. There was one night that she was that I was driving. I was sober. She was hammered, and there was just a random deer at the side of the road, and she was just like, "There's a deer at the side of the road.
I was like, oh, hey, Mr. Deer.
Hey, Mr. Deer." And then the deer turned and started coming towards the car. She's like, "Brandon, it heard me." And she was so excited.
And then I responded with, I'm going to wrestle him now. He's just locked the door.
I locked the door, and then she proceeded to throw up.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's a good drunk story.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is like so unsettling just because the face on this dude's stomach is like a different color from everything else, but it just draws me right into that.
Yeah.
It's
Some good contrast there.
great
But he
focal
looks like
point.
he loves his job.
Well, it's
He
like
just
right in the
loves
middle of it too. Like if
dancing
you
on
looked
people.
at like the golden ratio kind of spirally thing, over top of this painting, I bet you that's right where it would be, right in the middle there.
Fibonacci sequence. Yeah.
Yeah,
Work out perfect.
it's pretty dope. We don't know who painted this one.
Hans Memling.
Hans Memling. Okay,
I
That's
like
a
the
piece of
color
a
theory
short-term
in it,
memory at
too.
work.
Is this of a chunk of a bigger series and or a bigger piece?
It
I didn't
looks
see it.
like it should be.
It looked like it, but I couldn't find anything that was showing that it would be.
A lot of times they would hire artists for the church to either do murals or plates for the Bible.
And you know how the
So-
church is like to scare the fuck out of people. Be like,
Yeah.
hey, this is what's going to happen if you don't, come throw some money in the communion dish.
Holy shit, I'm going to turn into Fozzie Bear and Grandpa's going to grow out of my chest? I need to start going to church now.
Dude, I would totally turn into Fozzie Bear. Grandpa, you're back?
Yeah.
In the inferno, there's no redemption. I think that's what that means. I could be wrong, though. I want to find out.
Only dance parties.
Sweet.
Fuck, these dance parties. are
Matrix
fire.
style basement raves.
Guys want to have a rave?
Cave rave.
I want to know more about Hans Memling. I don't know much about that artist, but I've heard his name before.
Michael
I think
Husser.
he's probably around the same time.
That's where I've
as
heard his
Bosch
name
and-
Yeah.
before is Michael Husser.
Yeah, Michael Husser did a painting of portrait of him
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, I mean, this looks like Hieronymus Bosch, like pretty close, just like on a bigger scale, because a lot of his stuff was a lot of small detail, and this one is pretty awesome. It's like that writ large, pretty much.
Yeah, I love the monster design, though. It's fucking sweet.
Yeah.
And the color theory in it's great.
Yeah, this is
Orange
like
and the blue.
medieval fucking creature design right here. It's dope.
Do you think they were like, oh man, this is so sweet, need to paint it on the side of our carriages?
Yeah, like a fucking van painting. A fucking unicorn and a wizard, man.
So yeah,
All right.
Hans Memling.
Hans Memling.
What burns never returns.
Yeah, we're going to look that up.
So this next one is actually a modern painting, but it was too good not to include with the other demon painting. This one is by Omar Ryan.
Yeah, I
And
can
it's
see
titled-
the copyright in the bottom here.
Yep, titled The Favorite.
It's pretty dope.
I just thought it was too good not to include after the last one.
So who do you think is the favorite, the kid, because she got a little monster that she asked for?
No.
She was
Yeah, I
like,
would say
"Hey,
that
Mom,
because
Dad,
she's got
can I
this
get-"
crazy pet here that's like a fucking hellspawn.
No, the monster's the favorite.
Yeah, you're my favorite demon dog. I love you.
I'm gonna put a little bow in your hair.
That's also quite possible.
Can we help find your master, Zool?
Oh my god, this is Baby Zool.
Yeah, pretty much. Them fucking demon dogs from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I just thought it was a beautiful painting that you guys would appreciate.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, it looks like it
it's-
was painted in the previous time period.
Yeah, a lot of those umbers and those real brown tones
Yeah.
and stuff. A lot of the earthen tones.
Which you can actually, on his Etsy right now, go and get some prints of
Cool.
this.
Nice.
Very cool.
Does he have an Instagram?
I didn't find that. Let me find out.
I like that he has claws on front and little hooves on back.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite the amalgamation going on here.
The weird colors in the skin. All
Yeah.
the boils and like the weird textures and sweet.
Yep, Omar Ryan Art.
Cool.
Ryan had Rayyan.
Is he like concept artist or something?
Artist, illustrator.
Okay.
I like to paint, and sometimes I wear shoes.
That's a good.
I,
most
I
people
too
do.
will occasionally wear shoes.
Probably more often than not. You think
Yeah,
about
I
it.
do wear shoes. I do wear shoes quite often.
Oh, that's sweet. You can buy a sticker of a rabbit holding a beer that he illustrated.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this painting's great, man. It's got a lot of awesome classical technique in here.
Yeah,
Obviously,
when I first found it, when I was looking at the other ones, I honestly thought it was an older piece at first, and then I had to research more about it.
yeah. This guy's definitely studied his classical painting history for sure. So it looks like it's got the nice underpainting with the umbers and stuff, like you were saying. There's a few colors glazed over here and there. Very minimal palette. It's fucking awesome.
Brandon, can we have our own demon dog?
We do. His name's Mart.
Yeah.
You know, last time we had to get a demon dog, you never
Is
fed
that really
it.
a dog, though? I mean, what is that? It looks like a
looks
bowl
like a
with
bowl.
claws on the front, kind of.
It just looks awesome. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
No, it's definitely,
this is my friend named Carl.
It's definitely not just a dog.
I call him Carl.
I feel like she'd call it like Buttercup or some shit.
Yeah, something
Yeah,
cute.
it's probably.
I like how they both have the same flower on their head, too.
I know.
Aw.
It's so adorable.
She's just fucking grabbing its loose skin.
Yeah.
So much texture.
Like, I love how gross this thing is.
Stay still.
It's so squishy. Oh my god, I love it.
Look at the tail on that thing. The
I love
tail is
it.
just as long as it
There's
is.
boils all over it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he's got that weird varicose veins going on in his guts, and then all
So
the
good.
warts and boils on his ass, going into all the
But if
pussy
you look-
blisters on his tail.
At his eyes, they're just like, please help me. Please make her stop.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, she's the one that's torturing this thing.
I'm
This
gonna
thing may be a
feed it
hellhound,
and
but it's
love it.
definitely her pet.
Yeah.
I would love you and name you Squishy. Squish, 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 squish.
Well, I think
Who
that's
is
it for
that?
today, right?
Yeah, so that about wraps up the
Okay, so
paintings.
first we got to toast to Omar Rayon.
Yeah. Go give him a follow on Instagram.
Yeah, go check that dude out. It's pretty awesome.
Cheers.
So yeah, guys, Art Critique 3 in the books. What are we going to do next?
I mean, this one was pretty good. It didn't include a guy finger in his butthole, but I can't.
It didn't.
I mean,
I mean, I don't think we're ever going to top that. It was pretty
Yeah.
pretty amazing painting. We just shot our whole load right at the beginning
did.
there.
we really did. We ruined art critiques.
But
pretty
there's like
much.
800 of those. The guys were like slipping in buttholes into all those like Bible fucking illustrations for so long.
That's what we got to find is more shit.
More
like that.
buttholes.
Just buttholes.
Or the
Want to
tree
know
of
what's
dicks.
inside of your butthole?
Yeah, I didn't want to sit at home today and just Google buttholes. So.
Do you remember that one painting of
Send them
the,
right Pornhub a lot.
Pre-Renaissance butthole illustrations.
the one Renaissance painting where it's just a dude drunk in the woods with no pants on, and the monks were like
Oh yeah, that's
like
a good
this
one.
again.
It's like Steve passed out with his dick out again. guys.
Nope,
Come look
I
at
found
him.
another good one for next time, but I couldn't find any information about it, so I wanted to try to research it a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
if
I-
you look up just old book plates, that's where you get all the
Yeah.
old.
Yeah.
No one's credited for it, but they just drew weird shit to their little heart's content.
Yeah, this one was a guy not wearing pants, and everyone was just like to his giant dick.
So who
Oh,
else should we
Jesus.
talk about soon then? I mean, I know you got something planned for art theft soon. We're going to talk about that. That might be more than one part,
Probably
right?
a couple episodes.
Yeah, it's
Well,
easy
yeah,
to
there's
be.
so many of them. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, if we really want to dive into one of those. And,
You could probably do a couple parts of just how many times Mona Lisa was stolen.
oh, yeah. 'Cause
Only
that-
twice.
It's been
Only
stolen.
twice.
Yeah,
I thought
only
it's been
twice.
stolen like a shitload of times, though.
No. Okay, I know of twice, maybe more.
Or at least it was attempted to be stolen a couple more times.
Yeah.
So there's that. I was thinking we should talk about Jacques Louis David soon, too.
Of the swollen cheek?
Yes, but I was on Reddit the other night. Like I subscribed to one of the art history subreddits on there, and that Death of Marat thing popped up again. The dude in the bathtub that's dead, you know?
My favorite was just the dude doing the documentary. He's like, it doesn't matter what he was saying because no one could understand him.
We'll get into that in a later episode for sure.
So what do you want to do, Reggie?
I don't know.
Yo, when we gonna get some artist interviews going?
Well, I mean, do we have artists to interview?
Let's get them.
That's the
Should we start asking her? I'll ask around.
Yeah, I got a guy.
Oh,
Okay.
hey, when are we going to go destroy that printer out back?
go office space on the old printer at the shop. For those who don't know, our printer died here, and we're gonna go full blown office space on.
And
that
we
at
were
some
really
point.
disappointed that you didn't come back that day because you had left to go run some errands. We came back and we had brought back a can of gasoline and a bunch of fireworks, and then you didn't show up.
You were
and-
just driving around with that in your trunk, weren't you?
Yeah.
Together. What's the worst thing that could happen?
Yeah.
So
Hey, my car's not like all black or anything. It's not like it's in July.
So literally on that day, we left here. We filled up a gas can. We went to the toy store, and then we went to a fireworks stand.
I love how you stopped at a toy store.
And that was literally our day.
You guys had the nicest bro date.
We were actually debating about going to the place Chucksters and going ziplining. We were debating about that too.
Well, fire sounded a lot more interesting and
Yeah.
a lot freer than.
This reminds me of the beginning of Dewey Cox. Where he's like, "Ain't nothing bad gonna happen today."
But yeah, we're standing out back holding fireworks and a can of gasoline, and I come inside and I'm like, "Where's Josh?" And she was like, "Oh, he had to go run some errands." We're like, "Shit."
Because you wanted to blow stuff up in the middle of town. Pretend like it wasn't us. Well, there's like tattoo supply company stickers all over the printer. Real solid plan there.
Hey, it would have peeled right off after a coat of gasoline.
All right, so next week we'll get into art theft.
Maybe depending on how drunk I am,
Well,
forget.
do some research.
Yeah.
Who else can we talk about? We should talk about these two guys, Goya and Hieronymus Bosch, too. Those would be some good ones. I want to kind of get into Hieronymus Bosch and see what's going on in his head back in the day.
Acid.
Yeah.
Ah,
Like I feel like he
acid?
found LSD before anybody else.
Hey, have you guys tried these magic mushrooms that grow in the fucking woods? They are awesome.
I don't even feel like it was
the coolest shit after I,
I don't
ate
even
a
feel
whole
like
bunch of these.
I don't even feel like it was acid or that. I feel like he was just 16th century robo tripping. Just took a bunch of Robitussin and was just like,
Or like ate a bunch of fucking oil paint and just
Yeah.
lead poisoning and tripped
oh
out.
yeah, that too.
I mean, back then they were just like, "Hey, your liver
Take some
levels
mercury,
are
sir.
not as high as we want them to be." So mercury and leeches.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
I'm gonna need you to go to bed with these snakes and leeches for like the next 2 weeks. So,
Anything that was wrong with you, just pour some mercury on it. You'll be fine in the morning.
do we got any more snakes?
If you need some leeches, I got a guy.
I'm sure you do.
The Susquehanna River, is that your guy? Because your guy has some loose feet in there too.
Some loose feet.
You never saw that? Like
They found like body
like
parts.
3 or 4 years ago, they just found a foot floating down the Susquehanna.
Yeah, I mean, that happens.
And they were like, "Ew."
Yeah. What happens in the Susky stays in the Susky.
Wow.
Forever.
Oh,
Oh. On that note, you guys want to go fishing?
Yeah, let's go right now.
All right.
All right,
Cheers.
we're out of here, guys. See ya.
Have a good night. Speaking of Susquehanna, so one night guy got into a police chase and was driving around downtown Binghamton and got slammed in the brakes and then decided to jump off the bridge. And the guy seen floating on Susquehanna. And then we were at the Roberson Art Museum at the time.